Next piece. Mr. Trump has announced today, this afternoon, that he's going to cancel his trip to Davos, Switzerland. Switzerland being the key word. You'll know why. Final intel before I go into some op-ed pieces. Cast out the bait and watch them hang on it is a must-observe tactic. I warned recently that much wouldn't make sense this month, and possibly beyond this month also. So it's disappointing. Some people are still overreacting to things that Trump did or didn't say. You're not going to get any sense about what he's tweeting or saying. None. And some were reacting to a YouTube video this week, and more clickbait headline grabbers of mass arrests. Yes, I did see that video of that woman, and allegedly 50 arrests this week took place of cabal entities. Never happened. Then went on the alt media's declaring, Trump's declaring martial law. Never happened, and it's not as it stands anyway. And other forecasts of doom and diversion. You won't get your IRS refunds, blah blah blah. It's all false. Well, it's your choice to follow who you wish, but how many times will you continue to follow these people who are just putting out salacious headlines that prove time and time again that A, they have no direct intel to support their claims, and B, they are completely bullshitting you. It's like the RV promise on a weekly or bi-weekly scale. It all fails, and yet these people are never held accountable. Now, I've repeatedly said everything's on a knife edge, and that's why I played that song again today, and ultra super sensitive. So no one with any common sense will give out details of what is happening currently, because if you, the listener, know, then the enemies will know. And this is a war. Perhaps some forget that at times. And you, the listener, are the beneficiaries of winning that war. But you will also be the victims if we don't. And that's why you have to be very careful on the questions that you're asking, because sometimes a non-answer is an answer. Plans and operations, and what are you doing with this? They're plans. You can't do that. I get everyone wants to know the ins and outs of a duck's arse. I've been on your side of the information stream for far longer than I've been doing radio shows, so I do know. But to whose benefit does releasing sensitive information gain the most? You? If so, what can you do with that information, and will it affect change? Likely is not as much as the opposition can do with it. I can tell you that. So Trump didn't follow the alt media and the YouTube script writer's narrative. So that means he's BS, some cried. No, just reverse it. But people literally have no idea of the pressures, the threats, the skullduggery, and the general nastiness going on behind the scenes currently. It's all out war. And what this show gives you is a tiny peek into that realm when it's safe to do so. I'll never ever compromise a plan, operations, or people engaged in this fight, and everything is carefully stated in this show that protects those people and the movement. Trump, whether he's good, bad, or indifferent, is working in an environment of vipers, people littered with service-to-self attitudes, agenda-driven, and the criminal elite who are fighting hard not only to protect their status, which they're losing, but also to cover up the litany of their crimes, and the plethora of them as well. So how do you expect anyone or anything to work properly within that environment? How can he say within the public arena, with the venomous vipers known as the portal people waiting in the wings to twist everything he says? Like the story earlier, Trump gave $12 billion to help the American farmers. The media chose to focus on $5 million that went to a Brazilian farmer. This is how they work. So it doesn't matter what he says, they're going to twist into something nasty. And quite frankly, what happened to that person in Cambodia for criticising the king The whole media should be arrested and given the same sentences, 3 years, because it's full-scale harassment and distortion of everything that gets said. Like I said earlier, Trump should, some people said Trump should mention the trust, some say. He actually has, just not in name. But do you not think we have a large enough target on our backs currently without adding the higher profile? Think about it. And he has referenced us, like I said, in several times. You know, he mentions sovereignty several times. He mentioned us in code during Tuesday's speech. He mentioned us today, again in code. This is the way we all have to work at the moment. But the reality is Trump can't even go to the toilet these days without interference by the non-humanity agents. He can't say what he would like to say in the glare of the fake media. And yet people think he should just blurb out intentions, plans or operations in what is essentially a war setting. Come on, we have to think better than that. Now, our show has proven over time we have the correct details on many subjects, and it's been proven time and time again. So all who listen to this show are ahead of the game with regards to information. In fact, 5 years ahead of the game in compared to most other alt media. Now, that's not to discount others' information in any way, but there are legions of people now who are just speculating, passing opinions on mainstream media pieces, which is bullshit to begin with, and grabbing one headline and making 2 + 2 = 5. We in this group don't need those or their distractions at this time. We just don't. We need to focus on solutions, ourselves, and how we interact with each other. And the alt media we all loved is just awash with noise. That's all it is, noise. Our group doesn't need noise. We need calm and understanding.